Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Joe, and I'm bringing you a review of Creed 2 today. My bags, baba, 4. There's gonna be a lot of outtakes for this. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Joe, and welcome to my channel. This is the very first review for this channel, and very fitting for a lifelong Rocky Balboa fan. We're going to be looking at Creed 2. I had the opportunity to see it last night. I was very excited, but a little bit wary of it, and I'll go into that. But I'll just tell you a little bit about my background. Is, like I said, big Rocky fan. You know, born in 73, so I was like 4 or 5 when the first one came out. They were part of my life. They were part of my family's life. It was a commonality thread throughout my entire family. It was a language with the quotes and just the way of life and the motivation that were in the films were very much a big part of my life and continue to be so to this day. At some point, I'll go ahead and make a video that talks about the Rocky series in general, but today we're going to strictly focus on Creed 2. When Creed 2 was first announced and I found out it was about Ivan Drago and his son, I was actually very excited about the prospect of that because it made perfect sense. As I got a little bit of distance from that first initial excitement, I kind of got more wary about that possibility. It just seemed kind of WWE, kind of like a soap opera. Of course, Ivan's going to have a son, and of course, Apollo Creed had a son, So I was afraid it was going to be very hokey, and it had plenty of opportunity to be. I basically felt like, is this going to be Rocky IV Jr. kind of thing? And thankfully, no, it's not. It's funny because it's got a bit of Rocky II in it. It's kind of more of an amalgamation of Rocky III and Rocky IV, but it's got some unique aspects to it that I was very appreciative of. The first half, I will say, the first half of this movie is pretty paint by numbers, formulaic Rocky. I was actually a little bit nervous as that was going on. It wasn't bad. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't bad. Because if you're a Rocky fan in particular, I guess that's the way I should address this. If you're a Rocky fan in particular, you'll be fine with that because you enjoy that. That's what we go to Rocky movies for. Let's face it. It's like we didn't go to a war drama. We didn't go to a rom-com. This is a Rocky movie, so we know basically what we want to get out of it. Where it really gets better, though, where it really transcends, is Michael B. Jordan's acting. He really brings an emotion and a depth to this role in this character. Of course, now he's got Tessa Thompson. He's got his girlfriend in his life. He's not alone anymore. He's not out there going to Mexico and fighting bouts alone. He's got a lot more to lose now, and it's a big thing. Speaking of Tessa Thompson, she does a fantastic job. In her role, she brings a strength and a depth to that character that really keeps you grounded and really invested in the film. So where the first half is very kind of paint by numbers, it has those other aspects to them that really takes it up a notch. What surprised me about this film was the way that they went about the Ivan Drago character in particular. Victor as well. They are definitely connected at the hip. I wasn't sure how that relationship was going to be, but Ivan and Victor are a team. They are one. Creed 2 did something that no other Rocky movie had ever done for me before, and that was I actually kind of cared about the villains, the antagonists. Ivan has a lot riding on his shoulders. He's carrying a lot. The relationship between him and his son has some layers to it, which, let's face it, when you look at Rocky villains, I mean, Apollo had some depth to him, but not a lot. He was just a cocky showman. Mr. T, no depth there at all. Ivan really didn't have any depth at all to him in Rocky IV. Rocky 5, we won't even talk about it, how horrible of a movie it was. Rocky 5 is like Rocky the sitcom, very bad. Rocky Balboa, again, a villain that didn't have a lot of texture to him. He had moments. There was like one where he talked to his old manager, and you could kind of see where he came from as opposed to who the person he ended up being. That was the only scene. Don't get me wrong, I wanted Creed to come and kick the shit out of Victor and everything else, but there was more going on there for me than usual in those fight scenes. Even the fight itself, the main fight, the way it's shot is very intimate. It's like right up with them quite often. Wasn't always like way back watching the fist fly. You were there kind of really dancing around with them, and just like you could see how these things were playing out, not just the fisticuffs, but the emotions and the back and forth of both of their struggles. I don't want to overstate it, but it felt a little bit different, a little bit better, a little more elevated than a lot of the fights in the previous movies. I didn't know how they were going to follow up Creed, because Creed was a really good film and had lots of stuff that it had to do, and it got it all done. But Creed 2 does the same. I don't want to say it does more or better, but it's kind of right there. I still think the original Creed's a better film, overall, because again, it had a lot to do, and it did it fantastically. And I think Ryan Coogler is an amazing director. But this one's close. This one's a lot closer than I expected. I think it's real close, actually. The first half, like I said, it's just a bit kind of too paint by numbers for me, whereas Creed was completely felt fresh from the beginning. But it's a real good ride, and especially as a Rocky fan, it's a must-see. It's a must-see without a doubt. It's right up there with some of the better ones in the franchise. From that standpoint, I give Creed 2 probably about 3.5 stars out of 5. If that first half would be a little bit better, I would have probably upped it more, probably 4 stars out of 5, maybe a little more. But it's enough to keep you going and gives you enough breadcrumbs to really make that second half pay off. I hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, go ahead and like and sub to the channel. Go ahead and put the little alerts on the bell, and so you know when a new review comes out. All my links and everything will be in the channel and also in the links below this video. So if you're curious about getting in contact with me, or following anything else I do, I have some other ventures that I do. Go ahead and check those out. Otherwise, yeah, I'm looking forward to doing more reviews for you, and this channel will grow and we'll have some fun together. I mean, who doesn't like movies? Thanks, guys. Take care of yourselves. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's Joe. How you doing today? I'm going to... They're not going to answer me. Why am I asking that? Oh my god. I'm so rusty at this. And now, ow. Rusty with a headache. Because I want to sit back, because I want to get comfortable. But I don't know if it'll look good. Because it looks like I'm just like, hey guys, I'm really into my content, and I'm really passionate about what I'm talking. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I need to be right up in their face. Hey guys, go see this movie. There's some outtakes. Getting all loosey-goosey. And I'm dying. Take 400. Hey, ladies and gentlemen. Ladles? I guess I'm doing a cooking show now. Ladles. I made them out of... If nothing else, if this review sucks, at least the outtakes will be funny. I got that going for me. Failure. It does a body good.